get the full technical analysis of any stock or anything which you want technical analysis about. So let us jump in and let's understand how the Nifty is panning out for today. I have given a reading of a Nifty and it is looking positive in the pre-open. So let us see where the Nifty is currently opening. Nifty is currently opening 26 points higher on Nifty at this point of time. Around 97 is where we will actually have the right readings of Nifty, where it is actually standing out. Okay, so let's jump in and let's understand what is the pre-open reading of Nifty at this point of time of 23rd July on at 7:30 a.m. itself. This is updated and I have given a reading about where the market is actually headed up to. Yesterday, if you had just followed my readings somewhere around the levels of 15,760 itself, I had told you around 15,835 is currently possible if 15,800 can be broken. That's what happened in yesterday's session. We actually crossed above and we actually closed above 15,824. So the market continuously had a great session and moved all the way up. So that's what happens in the market when the market is in a particular zone. So it is within a particular channel of 15,950 on the higher side and 15,600 levels on the lower side. So usually the market, whenever it actually comes down all the way down, then the market actually starts going upwards with some positive news. It is probably not a great news as well. However, with any positive news, it just keeps on moving upwards. So that's what the technical analysis is all about. Technical analysis gives you the prediction of what happens in the future. This is the future pacing of the market, and we can find out what happens in the future, determining what has happened in the past. So that's what technical analysis is about. Technical analysis today's session, I had already told you yesterday itself that the market will pan up to 15,835 levels if 15,800 was crossed, and 15,800 is crossed, and 15,830 almost near to that is where we have actually closed in yesterday's session. Let's see where the supports and resistances are for the market. I have given you a very detailed support and resistance for the market as of now. Resistance 1 is at 15,835, which is very close by, and it probably may be taken up in the gap up opening of today. And if the second resistance is at 15,901, third resistance at 15,915, fourth resistance at 15,958 levels. Remember, all these resistances will actually pan out to be a good level where the market may stop and do some avalokan and afterwards go upwards. That is how the market actually works. Okay, probably the rest place, that is 15,835, that is actually probably taken up in the gap up opening. So gap up opening seemed to be around 3 points at this point of time for Nifty at 9.5. Probably within 2 minutes we'll get the clear picture about where the Nifty is going to stand out in today's session. So 23rd, SGX Nifty was showing a 40 points up move around 7 o'clock in the morning, and it shows that the Nifty is going to have a good positive session in the pre-opening of SGX of Indian Nifty, that is CNX Nifty. So that seems that positive move for index in today's session in the pre-open, and that is what we are actually seeing. We are seeing 32 points up in Nifty at this point of time. So world markets shows that S&P was up by 0.2%, Nasdaq was up by 0.36%, Dow Jones was minimally up by 0.07% at 25 points, Nikkei is up by 0.58% at 159 points upper, and Hang Seng is up by 499.26 points, and that is 1.8% higher. So the global markets is showing there is a positive move and positive index influence on the index, that is CNX Nifty, that is our Nifty, Indian Nifty at this point of time. So Nifty trend for today, according to the world markets, is positive. So Nifty technical analysis shows that we have supports at 15,800, 15,766, 15,705, 15,660, which is an all-time favorite, 15,606 levels, and resistance at 15,835, 15,901, 15,915, 15,952 to 58 levels. So it opens around 15,850 is where I had actually told you in the pre-open session itself. It is now at 15,847.49 on the pre-open at this point of time, around 9/7. So it is opening around 15,850 itself, as I had already mentioned, around 7 o'clock in the morning. And fast stochastic is at 63.98, denoting we are not in an overbought or oversold zone. So the up move is intact for now. Slow stochastic is showing 38.08, which is denoting we are probably going for a more up move at this point of time. MACD is not good. It is negative at 52.9, and divergence is negative at 20.92 as well. So the MACD is a bit downer, which means that the momentum for the market to go all the way up is not higher at this point of time. World market shows positive, SGX Nifty shows positive, US market shows positive as well. The technical analysis denotes that the market for today will be positive. So once we hit a snag around the level of 15,900, probably we may come down again if we hit 15,900 in today's session. So 15,850 is where it will start, is what I had predicted. And now the market has closed, the pre-open market has closed. 15,856 is where it has opened. So just by following my technical analysis, you will be able to make a great living out of the stock markets. So that's for sure. So just looking at the technical analysis, in the pre-open itself, you can make a good living out of it. So I had predicted that the market will open around 15,850, and so it did it happen. And now it has opened at 15,856.8 at this point of time. So considering all this, the market sentiment for today is going to be positive, is where I had preempted in the today's session. However, it is quite possible that it is going to have a great blast in today's session as well in the probable series. So let us see where the market is actually happening to go at this point of time. So let us see where the market is currently, and I'll show you the Nifty charts for now, and let us show where the market has headed in the pre-open. The pre-open session showed that the market is opening at 15,856.8. What did I tell you in the pre-open session? I had told you that the market will open at 15,850 levels is where it will open, is what I had mentioned on the Nifty trend for today session in technical analysis. That is what happened in today's session. We are opening at 15,815 levels, is 56 levels is where we are actually opening in today's pre-open sessions. So as of now, it seems to be 32.7 points up on the Nifty at this point of time. So let me preempt you again, saying that the basics of stock market book is available on Amazon, which I have authored, and I have authored it with all the great knowledge which you would require as a beginner to start trading with the stock markets. Click on the first link in the description below and you will be headed to Amazon to buy the book. So that being said, that's available on Amazon. And let's jump in and let's take a look at the technical analysis for the 6 months as of now. 6 months technical analysis on Nifty is what we will actually be doing in today's session. Let us see where the market is currently headed at this point of time. Let me do a technical analysis on this using the Fibonacci retracement. Fibonacci retracement and Fibonacci extension, I have written a very big blog post about this in my exotic investment blog, and you can go out and check it out. I think the link is available in the description below as well. You can go and look in the Fibonacci retracement on exoticinvestment.com/blog, and you will get the Fibonacci extension, how you actually extend, and Fibonacci retracement, how do you actually draw that as well. Okay, so now Fibonacci retracement is drawn. Let's take the extension of moving 38.2% levels to the higher, that is 0% level. So that will give us the extension. 15,928 was where the market was headed. So it hit a snag around 15,958. It went a bit higher and afterwards came all the way down, crashing, and now the market is around 15,828 levels. Now we are opening at 15,856. 15,900 is almost on the cards today, and 15,835 to 15,900 is a free fly zone. The market usually happens to have a great move within 15,835 to 15,900. So we may see that 15,900 panning out in today's session. 15,901 is where we have a big resistance for the market as of now. So 15,928 is a second resistance where the Fibonacci extension actually shows that the market will actually move up to. So that has already moved. However, if we happen to move more higher than 15,901 levels, then 15,928 will act as a resistance. Then the all-time high of 15,958 will act as a resistance, of course, and until unless 15,958 is taken with a momentum, 16,000 is possible in the session as well. If the market takes 15,958 face on, head on. So let's see where the market is headed up to. As of now, I have already given the market figures around 16,416 is where the market is headed up to in the sessions to come. So that's what the market is actually headed up to, 16,400 levels. So the market is headed up to. How do we actually calculate that? That's very easy, and it can be done using the Fibonacci extension. We'll take a 15,928 levels, which is the all-time high, and take the difference between the 38.2% and 0% level. So the 15,440 is where 38.2% is headed. So 488, add that to 15,928, which is the highest level. So that gives us 16,416 levels in the market as of now. So that's the next next level where the Nifty can actually future pace to. 16,416 levels is where the market is headed up to in the future sessions up to come. Once the Nifty takes on 16,416 is where the next level of target for Nifty is headed up to. It is quite possible that we may come down all the way to 15,660 levels, and we may then go up. However, 16,400 is where we are actually headed up to in the sessions to come. So as of now, the Nifty has opened, and Nifty is currently at 15,845 levels at 21 points. In the first minute candle, it is showing a bit of weakness in the market, and it is trying to recoup all the weakness, and it is moving a bit higher at 15,854. And let us see where the market will actually head up to. 15,856 is where we actually opened. Now it is at 15,850 levels. So 15,850 is trying to hold up on Nifty at this point of time, because it is a very good support for the market. Whatever ends with 0 is a good support level or good resistance level. If it is below, it is a good resistance. If it is above, it becomes a support as of now. So the Nifty has held up to the 15,850 level in the first minute, and 15,852 is where it actually opened in the second minute. 15,856 is where we are currently on Nifty, and we are seeing a bit of positivity continuing in the market as of now. So let us see where the market is headed up to. It is headed up to 15,900 for sure, because if the market has to go up, that is the only level. There is no resistance between 15,835 to 15,900 levels. So we are headed to 15,900. Most probably 15,900 also will be taken up in today's session head on, and we will be headed up to 15,928 levels to 15,958 levels in today's session, probably, if the 15,901 is taken up head on in today's session. Currently we are at 15,860 levels on the Nifty at this point of time, at 39 points higher, so 37 points higher, sorry. So at this point of time is where we are currently in the session. So Nifty is actually showing that the great momentum of the market is intact. It is not the global markets which influence, it is the internal matters which influence the Nifty. Yes, of course, global turbulence also matters. When you are actually going in a airplane, the turbulence around will actually matter for the people inside. There will be some turbulence and some jerks within when you are actually sitting in the turbulence within a plane. So the same way, it actually induces some negativity or positivity. It induces some influence, and afterwards it actually goes off. So basically, you don't have to worry about the global turmoil. It actually waves off. It actually takes off all the global turmoil head on by the technical analysis. So we are currently headed at 15,860 levels with 36 points up on Nifty as of now. So let us see where the Nifty is headed up to. Nifty will be headed up to 15,900 in today's session if the positivity actually keeps up its momentum. It is quite possible that the 15,901 is taken head on, and we may move up to 15,928 and then up to 15,958 levels as well in today's session. So 15,866 is where we are currently. 42 points higher on Nifty is where we are actually seeing the markets going up to. So the Nifty is going head on head, and it is going hand in hand positive. It is a win-win for both the marketeers, bulls and bears. If one candle actually goes negative, the second candle actually goes positive, and third candle goes negative, fourth candle goes positive. That's how the market is panning out in the first 5 minutes of the session. So as of now, the Nifty is headed up a bit. 15,867 is where we are headed up to, and 44 points higher is where we are seeing the Nifty index at this point of time. So around 919 we are seeing the market headed 15,870 levels. So we are going higher. As I had already told, 15,835 to 15,900 is just like a flight from Bangalore to Mumbai. It is a direct flight. It does not have any stopovers in between. So 15,835, when it has actually taken up in the pre-open session itself, then 15,900 is surely on the cards in today's session for sure. So that's how the market actually works. The resistance, when it is available, then it becomes a hurdle. If there is no resistance, there will be no hurdles as such in the market. So 15,871 is where we are currently. 47 points higher on Nifty is where we are actually seeing. So we are headed towards 15,900 levels for sure in today's session. So Let's see where the market will be headed up to in the end of the session. Probably it will be headed up to the levels of 15,928 in the end of the session. At least it will touch the level 15,928 in the session. It is quite possible that 15,928 becomes a very big resistance for the market, and it may come down to 15,870 to 15,860 levels, where we are currently at, after hitting the 15,901 to 15,928 level. And then we may see a bit of resistance around 15,928 levels, which is a all-time high target according to the Fibonacci extension. So that being said, basics of stock market book is available on Amazon, which I have authored. I have given all the great knowledge which is required for the great analysis, technical analysis, and the great market to give you the profits on a regular basis. So the profits are continuous if you actually follow the technical analysis of the basics of stock market book itself. I have given you two strategies which makes you money on a regular basis. That being said, this is the way analysis actually pans out in Nifty at this point of time. Let us see where the market is actually headed up to at this point of time. At 922, we are seeing 40 points of move for Nifty at 15,863 levels is where the Nifty is currently headed. From the level, so from the highs of 15,876, we came all the way down to 15,861 in just 1 minute. So almost about 15 points down in just 1 minute. So as of now, Nifty is trying to cope up. The market has to come down and has to go up. Okay, it is very mandatory for the market to go up and down. The contraction and relaxation will always be there. However, the market has to head in a higher high and higher low way, and the market will actually go up to the level where we are actually looking at 15,900 level in the market in today's session, is where we are determining the market to go according to technical analysis. We are not taking any intuition, we are not taking any emotion into consideration. We are totally based on technical analysis, and technical analysis shows that the market may head up to 15,900 in today's session. Now we are currently at 15,865 levels with 41 points higher on Nifty 50 at this point of time. So let us hope that we'll hit the 15,900 snag and then move up above 15,928 levels. So we are currently seeing the market continuously moving higher at this point of time. We will see where the trend line is currently at for Nifty. So Nifty is actually showing a good trend towards higher side, and it has broken the trend line at this point of time. However, it is quite possible that it will take up the trend line very soon and it will head more higher. So 15,873 is where it will take up the trend line. When it actually crosses the 15,873 level, the trend actually will turn more positive for the Nifty as of now, and it is quite possible that we may see that the market moving on a higher side at this juncture. So let us hope that 15,900 is taken head on. So let us see. If you have any questions, if you have any comments, I'll try to read out your comments as well. Okay, and Mr. Devan is actually saying, happy to see your live analysis, sir. It is giving lots of a great analysis on a daily basis, and happy to be a part of it. And yes, thank you very much, Mr. Devan. See, the market trend line actually took up directly head on, and it went all the way high from 15,654 levels to the 15,873 where I actually mentioned. And it took up 15,873. However, it shied down a bit from that particular level. Now at 15,868 levels on Nifty at this point of time. So 15,873 is where the trend line will actually be taken up. Now it is around 15,875 levels. The market has to take the trend on the higher side at this point of time to head higher at this juncture. Let's see if we have any more questions. If you have any technical analysis questions, I'll be more than happy to take up your questions. At this point, Nifty trend seems to be on a positive note. It is headed higher, and EMA is giving a good support around the levels of 15,864 levels. So it is good support at this point. And also we have a good support around the level of 15,856 levels. So at this point we have a good support, and Nifty is still headed lower at this point at 15,858. From 15,870 to 15,858, about 13 or 14 points down in one candle itself in 1 minute. So at this point, the place where we actually opened in the pre-open is actually headed up to now 15,856 is where we are actually at in Nifty, and seems like Nifty is having a bit of snag around the level of 15,873 levels. So if we draw the trend line of resistance, and we can find out that multiple times Nifty is headed to this particular level and being hit by the resistance. So resistance is just like the chili powder. You don't have to put it in your nose in order to smell the hotness. You can smell it from far ahead as well. So that is how the resistance is. Once, twice, thrice, four times, five times, Nifty headed up to 15,873 levels resistance, and it still could not break it at this point. However, the EMA seems to be on a higher side. It is on the lower side at this point of time. EMA has crossed on the negative side, so seemingly that we may head a bit lower towards the level of 15,835 before we can actually take up 15,900 in today's session, is what the EMA is probably hinting. Or it may take the support at 15,850 and then move higher. However, it is quite possible that we may see a bit of lows towards 15,850 to 15,835 at this point of time, seemingly according to technical analysis, as it is actually showing, because EMA has given a crossover, and now we are headed lower below the pre-open sessions lows. So pre-open sessions high, that is 15,856 is where we were in the pre-open, and now we are headed down at 15,853 levels. 55 levels is where we are currently at. So let us see if the market can go all the way higher without actually coming down to 15,835, or it has to come down to 15,835 and then only go up to 15,900 levels. 15,900 is a free flight for the Nifty as of now. 15,950 is easy for the market to achieve when it has headed higher than 15,835. 15,850 is not a big task for the market as of now. So now it has headed lower to 15,851 levels, and now we are at 15,850 level. Remember, 15,835 is a very strong support for the market, and 15,850 also is a huge support for the market. So now it is trying to cope above 15,850. Now we are at 15,851.6. that is 27 points higher in the market. So we may hold on to 15,850. Support is always a zone. Okay, everyone trades by hands in India, right? So at this point, so 15,850, we are headed lower. All of a sudden, the market actually headed lower to the level of 15,820 levels, and then we are recouping. However, we are down, we are negative at this point of time at 15,823 is where we are currently. All the way the market actually took, all the way the market went down. So there is a lot of peer pressure of selling in the market. In one candle itself we have headed about 50 points lower, 15,852 to 15,812 in just 1 minute in this session. So we are currently headed up to 15,800, and if 15,800 is broken, it is quite possible that we may head up to 15,766 in today's session. 15,802 is where we are, 15,799 at this point of time. If 15,800 can't be held, then 15,766 may actually pan out in today's session. So 15,835, which was a strong resistance, a strong support for the market, did not hold. So we are currently at 15,800 levels, and it is quite possible that we may go below 15,800 levels if the support breaks all the way down. So 15,766, where is the market can actually hold on to in the support. If 15,800 is broken in today's session, we have probably broken the 15,800 mark. We are currently at 15,794 levels, and we may be heading more lower. As I had already told you, EMA is has crossed down, and we may head lower. So now if we are at 15,780 levels, and minute by minute we are going more down and down. At this juncture, there is a lot of people who are selling into the market, because the people who have actually bought into the market will have to sell into the market when it rises. So at this point we are currently at 15,770. So 15,766 is a very strong support for the market. If that is not held, then 15,700 is the next level. 15,705 is the next level of support for the market at this point of time. So we are currently at 15,774 on the market at this point of time, and that is 48 points lower is where we are currently at. So that being said, that's the end of Nifty technical analysis on Market Profits Show with Ashok. If you have any technical analysis questions, please comment below, and I'll take up any comments and any questions you have with respect to technical analysis and give you the readings as such. So that being said, this is the end of Market Profits Show with Ashok. And if you want the basics of stock markets, you can go up to the first link in the description below, and it's available on Amazon Kindle store, and you can read it. You will get 2 strategies which makes you consistent money on a regular basis using the basics of stock market course. Just head to that particular link, or the first link in the description below, and you will be getting lots and lots of golden nuggets in the book Basics of Stock Market for Beginners book, which I have authored, and it is available on Amazon at this point of time. That being said, if you have any questions, please comment below, and I'll be more than happy to take all your comments and your suggestions as well. So that being said, now we are currently at 15,776 on market, on Nifty at 47.2 points higher or lower at this point of time, and we are currently negative on the index. That being said, this is the end of Market Profit Show with Ashok. Happy trading and happy money making.